Hey, this is Roleplay with Roleplay and Public Radio. This is RPPR actual play. Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Maledictum roleplay, something like that. I probably order the words up. This is the Endius Mandate, Session 7. In the last session, our brave agents of the Adeptus Administratum finally captured Gideon, freelance inquisitor, a very private, lots of discretion there. And they stopped the Nurgle cult from doing bad things. So that's good. Their only reward was doing the right thing. Also, they also removed a bunch of corruption from themselves. But they have returned to Damnedon, the Hive City, capital of Castum II, the night world that they are on, currently embroiled in a civil war, and they've had some time to rest and recuperate and get up to some shenanigans before they head after Shorit, who is the third and final psyker that they have been assigned to capture. And let's see here. So yeah, we should do events. Now events start on page 230, and they are just a D100 table. And so everyone gets to roll. So why don't we start with Lim?
Ooh.
The Emperor's favorite soulless little person there.
I don't think it's fair to say I'm soulless just because I don't register. Like, you can't weigh a soul. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean I don't have one.
I mean, canonically in 40K, they very much can measure your soul. It is.
Yeah, they do call you soulless. Like,
yeah, but you can't, Ross, and that's what's important. I'm
not saying you're soulless, Kara. I'm saying Lim is soulless. You have, we don't.
Yeah,
know
but you as the.
I mean, Ross, don't overassume there either.
All right.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. So we're off to a great start with a good old 66.
66.
You can't critically fail this. It's a random table.
Again.
Hey, it's like you've pissed some people off. Well, this actually ties in nicely to some things, so don't worry about it.
We're going to meet a bounty hunter with a purebred dog name later today, apparently.
Yeah. I found some purebred bull terrier names. They are very good. So, X-Razor Diamond, what were they? Razor's Edge Diamond. Fisher's Ruby Red Rose. It makes no sense. Anyways.
It's a rose.
So, V, why don't you go ahead and roll for your event for Rabbit.
Also starting off strong, 44.
44, another crit. If this is another crackdown. They just love crackdowns. So disadvantage on all tests to undertake illicit activity or endeavors during this downtime. So cool.
Not quite as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Crackdown 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So Khurt.
35.
35. Contagion.
Yay!
Oh my god.
We just got away from that.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Or did we just bring it back with us?
So make a difficult -10 resilience check. Probably connected to the whole crackdown thing, too.
Difficult.
Maybe some of the Nurgle cultists slip back into the city, too. It's fortitude. It's. We had this discussion earlier, actually, in episode 3, which I was editing today. It is fortitude.
It's fortitude, okay.
Resilience is a specialization of fortitude, I think.
All right. No, that was a fail.
All right, guess what?
Welcome back to Poison Town.
You are poisoned. You can get that treated, of course, as your endeavor. So yeah, you do have access to medical facilities and a servo skull and everything. So, and then finally, the Harrow.
Woo.
Real quick, Russ, did you ever read Penny Arcade comics back in the day?
Sure.
Do you remember the one where Tycho screams, "You are seared"? They're like role-playing games, and they're like, "So am I burned?" And Tycho just screams ferally, "You are seared." Every time you say "you are poisoned," that is all that flashes through my mind.
Yeah.
Mine is an +6.
+6. Chance encounter. You happen upon an individual who holds strange or unique knowledge that might be of use of you in the future. Next time you take the expert advice endeavor, you count as previously having located an expert. So we don't have to specify it now. So if you want to get some expert advice, there's Schrodinger's expert. They're floating in the quantum.
No, I demand a dog name.
Okay, well, that's
Pavlov's
baseball.
Well, let's take a look at let's see here. Morale's Breeze of Wicked. I like Breeze of Wicked.
Okay.
These
Yeah,
are like-
Breeze of Wicked while I was out for my morning constitutional. Indeed.
That sounds like that they're from like what would it be? Boston? It's a breeze of wicked, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
it's
like
breeze.
that up.
Old
Yeah.
Protestant names.
Oh
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking
Light of
Puritan-ass
God
names.
Johnson
Yeah.
or some nonsense.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah. Goody wife, Breeze of Wicked, yeah. So
Wicked breeze.
yeah, Breeze
like
of
angel
Wicked
names and kill 6 billion demons. Like,
is an
just
expert in
good shit.
something. If you need expertise in something, that would be the
All right.
person to talk to. So yeah, let's get into endeavors. Probably Khurt, you want to get that poison thing taken care of?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that.
All right, so that's an individual endeavor. So that get medical treatment, medical extremis. Let's see here. All right, I'll just say it's way. Yeah, you can just you don't even have to make a test. Make 3 separate tests to apply treatment to one or more injuries you're suffering. Don't you have another injury too?
Oh yeah, my ribs are
Ribs.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to bother with that because I already said your little prison has a little clinic thing. You have a service goal. You have a tech priest who actually knows something about taking care of people. You have a lot of resources available to you. So yeah, you can just get the disease and the ribs taken care of. So
Okay.
just how did Spinoza, the tech priest, is your doctor? How's his bedside? How does Khurt think of his Spinoza's treatment?
I think Spinoza's bedside treatment is cold, but still warmer than most other tech priests.
All right, yeah. He asks you occasionally about pain and how much you're feeling. He remembers that part, that, the weak flesh feels pain. That's something. So you got that going for you.
I feel like I would try and describe it as like an actual feeling. You'd be like, no. On a chart, 1 to 10. I need that. That's how I have to register this.
Yeah, I need something I can quantify.
I need an
Yeah.
integer.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of consulting charts, and yeah, I would say Gideon and Nova are there, and they are in cells opposite, so they have to yell at each other from across this underground prison or jail. They can kind of sense that you're there because you're making noise. And Gideon's trying to make a deal with you, and yeah, they're both alternating between trying to bribe you and threatening you. But Spinoza has made it clear that if they use their psychic powers, that's when the bad things start happening with the servitors, and yeah, so they quiet down. So it's a little noisy, but you can't complain. So Rabbit,
Yeah.
idea of what you want to do? For your
Oh, I
endeavor?
sure do. I really found 2 fate points to be quite limiting. So I am going to participate in some devout worship in the hopes that I will increase my fate total by 1 until the end of this mission.
Okay. Yeah, that is a lore theology check. I mean, you can just use lore. If you have a specialization in theology, you could get a bonus, but
Oh, thank God. 60 under 64.
So what form does this take for Rabbit? Is it this worship of the Emperor? Yeah.
Yeah, so for Rabbit, it would actually be attending sermons. She does not worship in her own private time. It's not a thing that she's ever kind of undertaken, but it's part of the training that she's gone through to attend on a fairly regular basis. And if she hasn't gone in sometime, she makes a point to attend like a full. So you know how like with Catholics, they have like their regular mass, but then they have like their Latin mass that's like way early in the morning and like much longer. She makes a point to attend one of those if it's been a while since she's been. And it's been a few days at this point that we've all kind of been together, and she has not been able to attend. So she actually feels like she needs to find one of these similar masses to attend and partake in.
Yeah. The priest there is a veteran. He was part of some war that we're not going to go into, but he was taken, recruited on one world, fought a war, and then as an old broken man, they're like, well, you can just stay in this world that we're refueling at. So the naval fleet is refueling at because you're kind of taking your food. You're not worth the food. anyways, you're dismissed. Good luck, and they kick you out here. And they kick this guy out of here. So he became a priest, and his chapel, his shrine is very military focused. There's a lot of other veterans and other people with military backgrounds here. The pews are all metal and reinforced, and yeah, there's a lot of candlesticks and things that could double as melee weapons. This is the kind of place you would want to, if a gene stealer cult or a chaos cult had an uprising in the city, this is one of the places you want to go to hole up. You're pretty sure there's a bunch of like las guns and other weapons stashed away here in case they need it, even though it's very illegal to have military grade weapons in the Hive City. So yeah, it's pretty reassuring, especially if you had this close contact with chaos. You actually beheld a demon of Nurgle. It's awesome.
doubly important to have this time. And I mean, to Rabbit's credit, any of the strange languages that are undertaken in the sermon, she 100% knows all of it because of course
Gothic.
She does.
There's Low Gothic and High Gothic, and this isn't High Gothic. The priest obviously learned this later in life, and he labors over pronunciation. It's over articulated. But yeah, it's an old school, very devout worship. Yeah, most Hivers, it's not a very popular chapel because most Hivers don't have the time for very long services. They have 15-hour work shifts that they have to do before they can go to the market to get their corpse starch noodles. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so that's very spiritually fulfilling. You have an extra fate point for this session. So the Harrow.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and use that. I had to do a little cross-referencing here because my events table thing, there's an error in the book because it lists an expert advice endeavor, which does not exist, but I believe it means the consult savant endeavor, which is on page 234. So thanks to my thing from a moment ago, I get to just take the consult. Yeah, because of my random event, I can take consult savant without having to roll for it. So it just succeeds. So I'm going to track down, what was it? What was the ridiculous name again?
Breeze of Wicked. Yeah, Breeze.
Yes. And what I'm seeking is knowledge about the goings on within the mining town of Kasan. And the gangs that are present there.
Let's see.
I want to know what to expect in terms of their,
I
don't know, their interactions with one another, their gang shit. That's what I'm looking for.
So I guess this is a consult savant. All right, because they say expert advice, but there's no expert advice here.
Right.
It's just yeah. All right, so you already found him, and yeah. All right. So during your next mission, gain +2 success levels on a single test relevant to the skill or specialization the expert claims. So yeah, he gives you some of the lowdown of what's happening in Kasan broadly. There are currently 5 gangs up in Kasan that have influence there, and they are not at war with each other, but there are constant like skirmishes and assassinations and sabotages. Like, they're not at war because it's a war zone, and they have to. The thing is, you have to present strength and be a formidable threat, so you can't risk too many resources or personnel to fight other people, because if you take out one gang, then that'll weaken you, and then someone else will swoop in. So they're all just kind of posturing.
It's maintaining a balance of power.
Yeah, basically. So you get their names. I'll give you the briefing later, but yeah, just remember that, and you can always grab those success levels whenever you want to make a test about the gangs and what's going on there. So yeah, and then finally, Lim.
As similar to Rabbit, I choose to worship to see if I can get myself a floating fate point, and it's a lore check +0.
Yep. Now you get 80 experience per session that you could spend beforehand to increase your lore, for example.
I do. I still have 1 that I was holding out on. So
yeah.
Where's my note? Okay. All right, so that puts my lore at an enormous 39. I got a 59 hosed. Nada.
All right. Well, yeah. How do you pray, by the way? Like, what does your worship take? Is it alone in the dark, or?
Yeah, literally. She goes to like the place that feels, most comforting, most like home. Most of like what she thinks being in the presence of the Emperor would be like, which is the jail cells in the orphanarium. Just a dark place under the ground, and just sits there contemplating the nature of the universe and her sort of disappointment at facing her first demon and it being, mid. It's like the first time she lost her demon virginity, and it's like, well, I mean, it's done now, but it's not really the bells and whistles I thought.
We have a saying when I worked in food service back when I was in college. We always talked about how the worst thing is all of the time before you drop your first plate or your first tray of food. And as soon as that happens, then you're good. But it's the anticipation of like, oh, I know it's going to happen because it happens to everybody. And like, I know it's going to happen. So like, what's it going to be like when it happens? And then it happens and you're like, oh, well, all right, there we go. The world didn't end. I guess I'm fine. It feels a little bit like that energy from Lim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always knew I was gonna fight demons, and I guess that was it.
Well, there will be more demons for you in the future, or not. Who knows? But he was weak. Anyway, you try to
similar
focus.
To sex, there may or may not be more in the future.
Yeah. So there's a problem that when you go to the jail cell, it's no longer so quiet. There's 2 prisoners in there who make their complaints and dissatisfaction with being prisoners very well known. They're very vocal about it. And then also Spinoza is in there messing with the servitors, also messing with Khurt. They're treating him, and you miss the silence, and this is no longer a silent underground prison. It's a quite noisy one, and the smells. The smells probably don't bother. But yeah, it's
no, the smell. Well, I mean, it does bother me. Like, it no longer smells like old, damp water that's been underground for long periods of time. Somebody aired it out, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah,
that
Spinoza's
means.
been sterilizing everything.
It's terrible.
Yeah, bleaching.
You should have come with me, Lim. You could have come to the High Gothic Mass, but you didn't. So
I don't know
What's a
if
mass?
bringing Lim into a crowded public gathering would be.
No, probably not, but my point still stands.
So all of you are catching up, and you've all been treated, and you're all beginning to think about your next move, which I believe was getting a truck to go up to the mountain to Kasan rather than take the train, so you'd have some more control over transportation. So you're in the orphanarium planning that, over. It's late. It's all the orphans are asleep. And it's you. Collywall has made, I forgot what they call coffee, but there's low sticks and coffee available. There's cigarettes and coffee in a corner table in an alcove in an off section. There's a little PA system on there, and Spinoza crackles on. Hello, any of you? Hello, Khurt. What's the nasty one? Lim, yes. Or who's the nice one? Rabbit, yes. Any of you there?
Well, Lim has never smoked before, although she's seen other people do it. That wasn't available in the deep underhive. So her name does startle her out of stealthily stealing a cigarette and eating it.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yes, this is Spinoza. If you remember me, I'm the tech priest that you rescued.
Yes, I remember you.
Okay.
Downstairs.
Yes, I do. And remember when you were setting up the defenses of this place because you were afraid of, and I helped. I added sensors to the outer exterior fence and some little cams and little pick screens. Well, anyways, there's a group of people outside, and they seem to be watching this place with great intent. And one of them is doing something to the outer fence on the east side. So I thought you might want to know. I assumed that they're not. This is not a scheduled appointment. You're not expecting visitors at this hour.
Do we have appointments?
No, Lim. No.
Oh.
So I do have some servitors I can call up, but they're quite slow and they don't have ranged weapons. Their hydraulic limbs are very strong and dangerous, but if they have guns, the attackers would be able to. Anyway, plus I need them down here to keep your prisoner. So yeah, just let me know if you need any help. I'll be on standby. So yeah. So there's some people. outside, and one of them is messing with the outer fence.
All right. Well, the building that we're in, does it have, like, I know there's like the first floor and the basement. Is there
It's like a 3-story building. It's pretty big.
Okay.
So you could go up to the third. You're on the first floor right now
Right.
in an interior room. There's no windows. It used to be a storage room, but Collie sort of cleared it out so you could have a private meeting room where people wouldn't see you and the kids wouldn't go by, And you could take it actually to go up to the third floor and look down on that area. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right. Khurt is doing that. Yeah.
Didn't we earlier establish that like this entire place was full of cubbies and hidey holes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Lim is going to take the more direct route and just go peek at them.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically a sewer grate.
Okay. So there's plenty of ways for you to sneak up on them and observe them. The little courtyard of this place has lots of things that are used for the kids to play in, like big pipes and crates and things like that, which makes great cover for someone who's very stealthy. So, yeah.
I am incredibly stealthy. That's one thing I am good at.
And this is the night cycle, so the lights have been dimmed in this section of the hive. And also there's a crackdown going on, so there's not much traffic. This is pretty isolated, actually, away from the main streets and avenues of the hive. So it's kind of isolated now that I think about it. Anyway, so those two are doing that. Rabbit, what do you want to do?
Oh gosh. Can I go find some kids? I would like to go and ask some children to head outside and see if they can do what kids do best. And antagonize is not the right word, but it's not the wrong word either.
Sure.
Because I would like them to kind of start asking questions and kind of be like, what are you doing? Why? And just, kind of just be kids about it. And in all their innocence, surely that cannot go wrong.
Sure. Yeah. All right. And then Harrow, what are you doing?
I suppose I will render myself invisible via the cloakings of the warp and go for a walk. I'm going for a walk. That's what I'm doing.
All right. So, Khurt, you head up to the third floor. That's awareness or alertness, whatever it is. Lim, that's obviously stealth. Harrow, that's a psychic test, as you know. And then Rabbit, probably you could use awareness to find a misbehaving kid, or you could use persuade to entice an easier to find kid to do your bidding. So I'll let you choose what skill you want to roll for that. Or present.
By persuade, you mean rapport? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I got a 28 on my awareness.
Okay.
8 shit on the stealth check, 70 over 51. Missed
Okay.
a step on the ladder, went all the way down. Cracked my chin.
Oh, well, it's not a crit failure, so you don't hurt yourself. But yeah, you do make a lot of noise. And Harrow, I assume you succeed.
I critically succeeded.
Okay.
And I have 5 success levels on my.
All right. Well, they sure as shit don't see you. Yeah. And,
I'm just going up to quietly observe, standing amidst them.
Quietly observe.
Well, getting over the fence would be a problem because you either have to open the front gate, which is securely locked right now, or climb it, which you can do, but that's a separate check. It is a pretty tall. I'm not
in any hurry. I'm not in any hurry at the
yeah.
moment. If I can't get to them before the next action,
You can observe
I'm
them
just-
in the courtyard. You can see through the wall. There are peepholes and things like that. So, but yeah, I said fence. Yeah, so it's like a fence, but like a military fence. Yeah.
Sorry, I was also before I head that way. Can I make sure that I know where Lim is going to be so I don't suddenly become visible? Is that all right to plan that ahead?
Yeah.
Right.
You're a team.
Yeah, we do a quick gesture of that way. No, that way. I'm going this way. You go that
You
left,
go
and then
I go
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit of Doctor Who, hand signaling.
Yeah. And then Rabbit, did you succeed?
I critically succeeded 22 under 25 on my rapport.
All right.
You found all of the children.
What's this kid's name?
Yes, Ross. What is the
What
kid's
is
name?
the kid's name, Ross?
Oh, okay, you don't want to come up with a cool nickname for the.
No, Ross, you have
okay.
lists.
Yeah.
I do have random citizen names. Let's see here. Got to pull it up. I can't believe I didn't.
Look, the names that you pull up are so much better than any that I could come up with in this moment. So
Yeah, you've really hamstrung yourselves if you expect us to pick names.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. This is Pippa Olanoff. Hello. Oh, hello, Rabbit. I'd be ever so nice. You're ever so cool. I would love to help you. I'll go and find out what those people are doing right now. Very good. She gives a cute little salute.
I love Pippa. I would die for Pippa. No, I would kill for Pippa.
Between Pippa and Pog, you're just really doing the work.
Pog's back at the Wheat Blood. You didn't.
I'm just saying, you're really doing the work with the NPCs of.
I know.
Well, like half of it is the name. Like Pippa is just such a delightful name. So yeah, okay. So Khurt, here's what you see by the time you get to the third floor. There's a group of 6 people. You can tag them. One person is working on setting up a device on the fence, and the others are nonchalantly. You make a regular success test, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not a crit. All right. So there's 6 people total. What you tag the leader, obviously. You can recognize him, but he's not the one. He's the one giving orders, and the others are looking at him. One person is setting a device on the fence. You're not sure what the device is from this distance. Then you see Lim critically fail her stealth roll and they all see her through the fence. And they all go for concealed pistols, but they don't pull them out yet. And then, let's see here. You either see the Harrow or don't, depending on, I forgot if allies can see you.
No.
Okay.
Well, this was the thing that we did talk about before, where since the thing that makes people able to see me is if I speak to them or interact with them. So if I talk to people over our little radio, I think we decided that they could see me.
Okay, yeah. So if you talk, so you see the Harrow. So did you talk to Khurt?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and be like, yes. Hello,
all right, so you see the Harrow is hiding, and they obviously do not notice him. You have a good commanding position for where you are. You can take sniper shots at anybody. It would be rifle range. I think you have a rifle.
I have a long last, so it's not going
to... Yeah, not a problem at all. And then, let's see here. Then you recognize her, this girl who's been infatuated with Rabbit and is idolizing her. Pippa is just literally skipping her way to the fence with her makeshift patchwork. It's kind of like a teddy bear, but instead of a teddy bear, it's like an ogrin, so like a mutant ogre guy as a little stuffed toy, and she's holding this little stuffed ogrin. And
what's the ogrin stuffy's name, Ross?
Let's see here. No, it's named after that bodyguard orc. There's an ogrin bodyguard as the named character in the 40k set. I think it's Knob or something like that. Ogrin bodyguard.
I need immersion, Ross.
Nork. It's Nork. Nork the dog. A Nork dead dog. Yeah. So it's named after him. He's a hero of the Imperium. So, yeah. So Nork. So Pippa and Nork are there, and they are taken aback by this little girl boldly asking them questions. It's like, and you can't hear that, Khurt, because you're obviously there. But so Lim, you're there. You can see the 6 guys. You can see that they all have their hands hovering over concealed weapons. You get a sense that this is going to be you're near cover, so you could jump behind cover and not get shot. But if you do something, you're probably going to be the first one to get blasted. So you're kind of out in the open. So all of you can wait and see. Lim and the Harrow are close enough that they can make awareness checks to eavesdrop on the conversation between Pippa and the mysterious group.
I actually have a specialization in hearing.
Oh yeah,
then that
comes in. Yeah, so that comes into play.
That means you get advantage, I think, right?
Yeah, it does. We went over this last time. I forgot about that, but yeah.
Are you kidding me? I got 47 over 41.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, your head's still... it's just... Blah, blah, blah.
I got my bell rung pretty fucking hard.
Ooh, I got 27 under 47.
Okay.
Great.
So the leader, you could tell the Harrow. You're also going to get closer because you're fucking psychically invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Rabbit, you're peeking behind a window through a curtain, so you can kind of see what's going on. But you're in the building, I assume. So let me know if you want to do something different. But Pippa's talking to the what are you doing? And then the one of them steps forward, not the one working on the device on the fence, is like, oh, hello, little girl. here to capture some villains who are disguised as heroes. Now, that would be terrible if these villains were to allow to do evil things against the Imperium, isn't it? Was yes, of course. Now, if you want to be a hero of the Imperium, there's 5 solars in it for you if you go to the front gate and open it for us. Well, I can't do that. I don't have the keys, silly. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, is anyone awake? Who's inside? Well, I shouldn't say. Well, look, there's 5 solars. And he holds out some coins. Plus a corpse candy bar. So it's a corpse starch, but sugared. A very popular treat for the tykes. And so Pippa is tempted. So
Don't do it, Pippa. Don't you Pippa, don't you dare.
Look, you critically succeeded at your child manipulation. I have faith.
Oh, that's right, you did. So yeah, Pippa stays true.
Good,
But
good girl.
she's like, oh, okay. Well, here, you can just have it. And he holds it out to her. I shouldn't make you. You're a good girl. And so she leans in to grab it. And that's when the guy grabs her hand. All right, you're not going anywhere, you little brat.
Bang.
All
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. You have an aim bonus. You've had plenty of time to aim at this guy.
Well,
Wheel.
what is actually my... That is 43 under 45.
Okay. That hits. And does it. You were not doing a call check. He does have armor. And he has armor 2. Do you have any penetration on that?
Yeah, penetrating 1.
Okay. So he has 1 armor. So 43 over 45, I think that's 0 success levels.
Yeah.
Plus default damage.
So that'd be 6. And does aiming give me a bonus success level? I forget how that...
That is a good question.
Does it give you advantage or does it give you... I can't remember either. I don't aim.
I don't
Just
aim.
do things.
Combat.
It is complex. Action. Aim. Here we go. Page 207. On your next turn, the range increases. So probably. And you
And
may
my
target a hit
target
location.
Without any penalty.
Okay,
Ooh.
so yeah, you could have chosen the head, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
no armor. So yeah, a 6 damage plus a hit on the head, I think always counts as a critical hit, which I don't think it does. Anyways, location in the teen. There was something about making a range check. All right. Complex games. All right. So I'm just going to say, here it is. You roll doubles on attack. When you roll doubles on attack, you score critical.
Critical wound.
Yeah, you just do full normal damage on him. So that is 6. You said 6 base damage.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you strike him in the head and 6. So he is staggered back. I'll say he is definitely not. Oh no, you're attacked while hidden. So that is a critical hit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So you get to snipe him. So let's see your head critical wounds. Let's see here. I would say it is a success level of 1. All right. Stunned until the end of your next turn. Rattling blow. So yeah,
He
he is
rung his
stunned.
bell, literally.
Yeah, basically. You shoot him in the face, he just falls over. And he drops Pippa, immediately goes into cover. And the other 5, Lim, you probably want to make a athletics check to get into cover. Otherwise, you're going to take 5 attacks.
Why is it always
Right.
athletics?
Athletic. Actually, this time I allowed dexterity.
You're a
'Cause you're
hero,
slinking.
Ross.
Well,
A
because
Well-
you were climbing through a little pipe, so it's about diving
Yeah.
back into your little pipe cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have dexterity, so okay, dexterity.
Yeah, you're
is
in the
51.
debris, you're in all the cover in the courtyard, like the kids obstacle course. You get a little playground essentially.
Fuck yeah! Either way, I got 12.
All right.
Ooh.
So
I do one of those like backflip drops where somebody drops into a pipe like they're dropping into a pool. I am gone.
All right. So actually, 2 of them are actually. I think about it. 3. You take 3 attacks. However, 2 of them did see the burst of light coming from the 3rd floor. So 2 of them take pistols and shoot at you, but they don't get under a 10 because of the extreme range penalty because of fucking pistols. So that some auto pistol shots hit the wall around your window there. So now we're going to go into combat. So yeah, there are 5. I'm going to say right now, you have superiority of 1 because you have +1 over them because you have a fortified position and they're assaulting it and their leader just got stunned. So yeah, they're not doing great. So let's see here. Where's the combat rules again? Where's superiority? Weapons. So yeah, I'll just let all of you. Let me look at their initiative quick. Gang leader, no. Here we go. What is their initiative? Initiative 7. They're actually pretty fast. So there's 5 gangers and 1 leader who happens to be a bounty hunter for some weird reason.
I wonder whose fault that is.
Combat. Here we go. Battlefield actions. Attack. The fuck is superiority rules? Full battle. God, where was that? We looked this up in the first session and I had it known, but that was like literally 2 months ago. Hazard. All right. Well, I'm not going to look at it right now. Anyways, initiative 8 definitely goes first.
Jesus, let me think.
Yeah, you're sort of you're in cover right now. So you could make another stealth check to sneak out because it is dark. You would have a chance of sneaking out without worrying, without them detecting, because they're definitely looking for the sniper too that shot their leader. And yeah, so so what do you want to do?
Yeah, my initial plan been to eavesdrop. I guess it's not going well. So I do decide that, to slither away and just stealth my way out of this situation. I'm not a shooter. I'm a creeper. I eat shit and get a 93.
Okay.
I mean, you can spend a fate to flip it. It's early in the day, but that's always an option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What does the team think? Should I spend the fate to flip it?
It's your call, not theirs.
If I'm going to die, probably should. I didn't critically fail.
I mean, you would be facing several attacks.
Fuck me. This is my own fault. I do spend a fate to flip it.
All right. So you start belly crawling along the playground, essentially, and avoiding,
Not back to my pipe the way that I came?
Oh, yeah, you could take the pipe back into the orphanarium if you want, yeah.
Yeah, I just sneak back in the orphanarium. I'm done today. Also, apparently, there may be somebody who's pretending to be a hero of the Imperium looking around. I have to find out who that is.
All right, so yeah, I found the superiority rules. They're on page 197. So basically, I'm going to say you're superior. If you gain 1 superiority this round, they will become desperate and they will flee. But if not, if their leader has time to recover, then they're probably going to press the advantage. So 2 of them. All right, so it's their. No one else has initiative 8, right? Or does anyone else?
All right.
Just me. Just me.
Okay, so initiative
I don't
7.
know, what initiative does the child have?
She has Fallout 3 level plot immunity, so she's fine. Yeah. So initiative 7, the gangers act. So Khurt, you can tell 2 of them pull out auto rifles and they aim at the window. So they're holding their actions to take a shot at anyone they see, peeking them. So they're Overwatch essentially. The other, actually, yeah, they don't have any other targets. So yeah, because that's all in there. Actually, I'll say one of them is suppressing that pipe where Lim is. Then 2 of them they all take out rifles. One of them shooting with the pistol, shoots at where he thinks Lim is and is suppressing that. One of them is fixing the device, and then the other 3 are in Overwatch. So if you want to shoot at them, you would have to make a stealth check or dexterity check to shoot before they do. Otherwise, they will pop you before you get a shot off. Does that make sense? So yeah,
That's a good question.
Sure.
Is there like a speaker system for the orphanarium?
Internally, yeah, there's PAs.
Because it might be worth it just to, extremely loud noise, see if that startles them, throws them off their game.
Hey.
Throws them off
Hey.
them.
Hey, Lim,
Hmm.
don't you have a loud hailer?
I do!
Well, next
that just
round,
a-
yeah.
Is that just a future bullhorn?
I think it is.
Yeah, pretty
It's a
much.
megaphone, yeah. But yeah, you could use that to distract them, draw their fire away from other people, but towards the sound of the loud noise, for sure.
I do want to say that as like I'm crawling away, I do like set a timer and drop the loud hailer. So if it doesn't go off, it just doesn't go off. I will not be in the same place that it is. Does that
All
make
right,
sense?
give me an easy tech use check. Plus 20.
Plus 20. All right. If I eat this, I'm going to have to just leave. I got 17.
All right. Yeah, you have a tone button and you timer and you set it so it'll go off next round. So they set up, they go into Overwatch. The other guy's finishing the device on the wall. Actually, you can see, those of you, the Harrow, you can see it starts melting the bars around it. So it's an entry device. It's cutting through the fence. It has started. But you reinforce this place, so it's going to take them more time than it would otherwise. But
So is it like a barred fence? I'm assuming like I can see them.
Yeah,
so
like prison bars, like long vertical bars, but they've been reinforced. And put the device up on there, and it's just got some cool little laser thing, kind of like a glass cutter, but for bars. So just cutting around a circle.
So is there one of them that's on the inside, or did the kid go out the outside of the fence?
No, the leader grabbed the kid through the fence.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he got dropped, so the kid got away. So, all right, let's see. Initiative 6, I believe someone has.
That'd be
that
me
is
and the
me and
Harrow.
Khurt.
Yeah. All right. So, and then Rabbit. All right. So, yeah, Khurt, there are 2 on Overwatch on looking for you. So if you shoot, you'll definitely get shot at.
If
Yeah.
someone were to disrupt their aiming, would that prevent Khurt from being shot?
Maybe depends on how you disrupt them.
Yeah. I'm just I'm thinking what I'm going to do. How does that work?
Like, yeah, if you threw a grenade, I don't know if that disrupts your psychic.
Okay, no, I got it. All right, so I'm gonna step a little ways away because this will work from medium range. Because the Harrow learned something since last session.
Ooh.
Actually, a couple of things, but this is one that is useful in the moment, which is Psychic Shriek. So I'm going to deploy Psychic Shriek, which is a -10.
Well, the running theme of this has been like, just make loud sounds. That'll scare predators away.
Well, this is a sound that harms your soul. So,
okay.
All right. Hey, all right. That is it's 2 success levels. So they do get to oppose this with a -10 discipline test. But what happens is choose a zone within medium range. So I walk a ways away from them and then deploy this. Creatures, excluding you in the zone, must make a difficult -10 discipline psychic test, opposing your manifest test. If you win, the target suffers damage equal to your willpower bonus plus the difference in success levels, which ignores armor. Demons and psychers suffer double damage. So I hit them with a psychic area of effect attack.
So that would hit. Yeah, they're pretty close to it. So it hits everything in a given area.
Yeah, they unless they succeed at a difficult psychic discipline test,
which is -10, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what page is that power on? So I can just read it.
184.
184. Okay.
And anyone who does not succeed in their defense takes 6 damage that ignores armor.
Oh, damn. All right. Cool. Well, these gang members, I'm sure, will be fine with their will of 20. So
I'm very much hoping that I'm going to get cover from my friends because they will all very much see me when I do this.
Right. None of them succeed. All right, all of them fail, and then the one psyker or the one bounty hunter has a will of 30, so he has a 20% chance to succeed, and he fails. They all fail at this thing. So
welcome to 6 damage town.
All right, 6 damage town. Okay, and plus the difference in it plus the difference in success level. So yeah, let's take a look at their.
Would it be more if they failed harder? Is that?
Yeah. So
okay.
because it's the difference in success levels. So
God,
let's see
my
here.
success level was 2.
Okay, so they roll. So that was, geez, so 6.
So it's 4 plus whatever the success level difference is.
6 plus the difference in success levels.
No, 4 plus.
Oh,
I
okay,
thought it
okay.
was 4. I thought it was
Okay.
willpower bonus plus success levels, but it's willpower bonus plus the difference in success levels. So it's 4 plus whatever the gap is. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you
Oh, one
derive
crit
things
failed,
from-
so he's just dead. Yeah. So one of them explodes. Or, his head is pulped by that.
Actually, no, that's not how the Harrow would laugh. The Harrow would do the shadow style laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna run with that. They are pretty well. The bounty hunter's stunned, so he doesn't do anything. So he is on the ground, but he is. Let's see, he rolled a 98, so which is a failure. Let's see, from 20. So that's 7 success levels plus
God.
4. That's 11 success. Oh yeah, he's dead too. Actually, he already got shot in the head, so he's on the ground, and it's just like scanners. And the other remaining 4, they just flee because they don't know what the fuck is happening because they're hit by a powerful psychic ability. And that definitely pushed your resolve over, your superiority over. So, Rabbit, if you want to take a shot at one and try and get somebody to interrogate, this would be your chance. You're the only one who hasn't acted yet. Actually, no, Khurt, you could do the same thing. You could take a shot as well if you want to kneecap one.
Sure.
But that would be a called shot to not kill one.
If you say so.
Well, I mean, you could just go for center mass and kill him. Yeah.
That's an 4. So
Okay, yeah. All right.
wow.
Do you want to
All right.
kill one or do you want to kneecap one?
I'll kneecap one. I'll be good.
So
right.
upset.
All right. So, yeah, he is
He
kneecap.
doesn't have a kneecap anymore, right?
No, he does not. So you got one. There's 3 left. Rabbit, do you also want to get someone to interrogate? Or do you
Oh
want...
gosh. I mean, I can try, but I guarantee my shot is not going to be nearly as good unless there's some crazy luck. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Let me see. Oh, that's upsetting. That's a 34 under, what is it? 30 or over 30. So unfortunately, no, goes a little wide.
Yeah, it goes a little wide. You weren't quite prepared for it. Like you weren't, and you're also not using a sniper weapon like Khurt is. So yeah, so 3 of them get away, but one of them is kneecapped. You and the leader is dead, although without a head now. Not much to identify him with. And eventually, the enforcers of this level come, and Kaliwal just says, "Oh, these ruffians attacked our poor orphan area, trying to sell them to the those illegal corpse starch makers. How terrible! You need to crack down on those corpse starch factories. They aren't following the proper regulations. They're just taking any kind of corpse. They don't ask questions. They should. Only lawful corpses, not. So she keeps
lawful corpses.
Yes. Well,
It's
how did
important to
all
have
these people get
standards. Come
holes
on.
in them? How'd you fight them off? Oh, I have this trusty old shotgun, and I scared them away. Don't shut up. Go away. So yeah, Kali, keeps them from investigating too closely. But you have a captive now. And you're rapidly filling up private jail, Blacksite. So yeah, you can think about what you want to do. So you detected and stopped the whatever that was, attack, invasion before they could even penetrate the fence.
What did we learn here today, Harrow?
That they should knock before trying to open the door.
And also
Yeah.
leave Pippa the fuck alone.
Did I do well, Rabbit? Oh, I hope I did well.
Oh, you were perfect. You did a fantastic job.
Well, I was very scared at first, but then I had Nork with me, and and the stories of heroism just keep me going in when I'm scared. Oh, thank you so much, Rabbit. May I keep this corpse starch candy bar?
Yes, I would say that you 100% earned that corpse starch candy bar.
Aha! I shall be the toast of the second wing. Yeah.
How old is Pippa? I will be the
Impossible to
toast. You know
Right.
what?
I don't think it's about how old she is. It's about like what time she was transported out of.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely not some noble kid dropped off into the hive to get rid of her. Not some Prince and the Pauper bullshit. Oh man, the Prince and the Pauper in a hive city would be fucking cool.
Ross is thinking now.
No, I'm thinking let's just do all of these. Yeah. Next, a kinetic Yankee in King Arthur's court. Yes, but 40K.
A kinetic Yankee in King Arthur's court.
And it's a space marine in King Arthur's court. That'd actually be pretty sick. Anyway, so you have this guy. He's clearly a ganger of some type. None of you know the gangs of Damnedin very well, but he's pretty scuzzy. You lock him up in a cell. He's got his kneecap blown off. He's not walking anywhere soon. He might be able to hobble, but Spinoza's like, well, what should I do with him? Treat his wounds? I have an augmented kneecap I could fit in. No, okay.
Yeah, he won't be needing that.
Oh, okay.
Scars are a lesson.
All right. Well, I'll lock him in there. Let me know what you want to do. I'm not much of an interrogator. I've tried. I tend to don't see the point in torture. I tend to kill them before I can get answers. I just don't get it. They're your enemy. You might as well kill them. Anything they say is probably going to be a lie anyway. I just don't see the point. That's why I failed my Inquisition exams. Anyway, he wanders off. So yeah, if you want to interrogate the guy, you can. You could just leave him to rot in a cell, but he's not going to talk for free, obviously.
If you would like, I could interrogate him.
And what kind of psychic bullshit do you have for that?
Well, mental interrogation.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what I was expecting, but yeah.
There's a dead dove in the bag, Ross. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. All right. What page is mental interrogation on?
Mental interrogation.
Oh, it's 1 to 83. It's the previous page, yeah. All right. A target must make a challenging discipline psychic test. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let me just roll that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that's not a great number for that guy.
It is a 31, so that's 3 plus 1 success.
Oh, he does get
levels.
advantage. Oh, he gets advantage, so he actually succeeds.
So I got 4 success levels.
All right, he got 1. So, yeah, you still succeed.
All right, so plus 4. Oh, wait, let me add my work.
Plus 3, because he managed to knock him
okay, cumulative. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. Plus 3, you can access the target's memories of the last day from their perspective.
Well, let's see. So he's like, what are you doing? All right, so you get... Yeah, he was hired by the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter said that there is a contract out for all of you from the Scrolljackers. But it's not... Well, the Scrolljackers are working for someone with deep pockets. And they want these people not just killed, but alive, because they know where the real targets are 3 psykers. But these people know where they are. So we need to get them to get the psykers. But they shouldn't... Yeah, they just came
So they
back.
know that we have the psykers, but they don't know where we have them. As far as this person knows.
Well, no, it's not even that you have them. It's that you know where they are. So they don't know that you've caught them. 2 of them.
Okay.
So they don't know.
At least as far as this guy knows.
Yeah, he wasn't told much. He was not the leader. So, yeah. He's a local ganger hired by this bounty hunter who is hired by the Scrolljackers. But the Scrolljackers are now working for someone else who is very powerful. So, but he gives some other sort of like subtle information. So if somebody wants to make some sort of like Rabbit, you also, I think your group advantage is that you have access to data vaults and shit, right?
Data vault access. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get enough information from this that if you wanted to figure out more about your opposition, you could go to the local data vault and do some research. That would take time, obviously. Which, yeah, that's up to you if you want to detour and try and figure out more about this adversary before you hit the road. But I mean, yeah. But you know that, yeah, your opposition knows you're in the city and they know that your base is here. But they don't seem to... Yeah, I mean, you killed the guy who was hired to get you. So, like, the other gang members are just... They don't know anything other than
We know it's connected to the scroll jackers and that they have further financial backing beyond, and that they know about the psykers and that we are hunting the psykers and have info on them.
So so you have a lead you can pursue that way, but there's also, getting the truck and getting ready to go to the Kasan.
I can let somebody else handle getting the truck if we want me to go and do some data delving.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to go alone? Or do you want to have someone go with you?
Well, especially if we know that we have the scrolljackers out looking for us, it's probably not a great idea to go solo anywhere. Pairs is always preferable. So I don't mind Lim tagging along.
Hey.
All right. So Lim and Rabbit head out to the data vault, and then Khurt and the Harrow, you need to get a truck. So
Can I say one thing before we do that?
Sure.
I would like to add 3 things to my inventory that we did in the downtime.
Mm-hmm.
One is a grenade, like stun grenade, a regular grenade, one of those wraparound grenades, and a flashlight.
You can go shopping while you're out.
I just lift the various grenade types as well as some flashlights. Because the last time we went to Data Vault, it went super well. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember anything bad happening.
Yeah, no, I didn't burn a fate point.
No.
It's fine. All right, yeah, you can get those grenades, that equipment, if you have the solars to pay for it. I think I gave you. You haven't been getting paid too. I forgot what I told you what the rate was, but you should be getting some money to buy things. So Lim and Rabbit, you head off. Rabbit, what do you think of Lim at this point? Lim still creeps you out because that's never going to end. That's just Lim.
Yeah, I mean, aside from like the weirdness, it is. There's something that I actually like about Lim, because Lim knows very little about anything, and I love telling people all of the things that I know, for I know very many things. So it is kind of nice because, Khurt doesn't give a shit about half the stuff I say, and Lim just finds everything I say fascinating. So I appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's always more room to explain, and it doesn't, kind of really matter what the topic is. So it's like, do you know what a turtle is? I do not.
All right. So
and then I explain about turtles, and I'm like, yeah, there are some that can live in the water, but then some that cannot. And they are related, but they are very different. And one lives for centuries, and the other lives for much shorter amounts of time. Mm-hmm. But they are still considered the same family.
And back when we had to worry about the thinking machines, there was a test that involved turtles to determine if someone was human or a thinking machine. But the details of that have been lost. So, yeah, all right. Yeah, this actually works pretty well for you two. So, Khurt and the Harrow,
When you say water, do you mean like a pipe or like a sink?
Neither.
I remember Lim has seen an ocean now.
I have seen an ocean now, but I have not seen a lake.
But the thing is,
river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the ocean, of course, I had to explain to Lim that, like, no, you can't drink that. Like, that is not fit for our consumption. You would have to find other water to drink.
Eventually this is going to get to the part where you have to explain the rain cycle.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, it's a long walk.
It's a long walk. So, we're having a good time though.
We have a lot. Right. We have a lot to talk about.
All right, so you're making your way downtown to the data vault.
Walking fast. Faces past.
And Khurt and the Harrow, you need to get at least a truck. You could get 2 trucks if you wanted to, I guess. But you also need to plan your route. There's a couple different routes. There's a truck is a truck, but what are you more concerned with? Like, physically reinforcing the truck, making sure it's a tough vehicle that can handle anything? Do you want to make sure that, like, if you go through a checkpoint, through official routes or whatever, that you're not going to be, like, hassled too much? You're going to put more guns and armor on it, or you're going to look for a sneaky route that no one can find? What is your Khurt? What is your primary concern with getting this truck?
I think our primary concern is having something that's not going to get searched, but that we can also put our smuggling crate in.
Yeah, you definitely can get you can get your smuggling crate in, but if you want more smuggling shit in it, you could modify it that way. Get a modified truck that has more smuggling cargo space. The thing about the checkpoints isn't so much about contraband; it's about paying taxes or being just grabbed by basically roving corrupt enforcers looking for bribes or to hijack your cargo. So. Yeah, how do you want to go? And then the Harrow, what are your concerns about the truck?
I'm not as much of a tactical thinker generally, although making sure we have a vehicle that will be sturdy enough to get us there and back with our quarry in hand is, I would say, generally fairly important.
So you do have a tech expert. You do have literally a tech priest. So the main thing is, you can ask him to modify how you see fit, and he'll be happy to do it. You just need to give them the materials and how long do you want to spend doing this, right? So I say you can get a standard truck, no problem. Now, if you want a already modified truck in some way, that'll be a skill test of some kind. Now, if you want Spinoza to do something for you, that'll take him time and resources. So you have to get those resources. So if you want an additional smuggler's compartment in the truck, not just your crate, you would need 1 unit of resources basically. So you can either steal it, you don't really have enough solars to buy it. So you have to do something to get it. So steal from a junkyard, do a job for somebody so they pay you in it. There's lots of criminal activity going around, smuggling things from one point of the city to the other. Get a debt from a guy.
It might behoove if there are people looking to transport goods to the mining town Kasan.
Yeah,
we could simply get a legitimate job and take our partial upfront payment and use that to fund our trip there.
Yeah. Sorry, Khurt.
No, I was just agreeing with the Harrow that could work in our favor.
Yeah, so that would probably be. I don't know if lore covers streetwise type shit. Probably. You could use lore or rapport or presence. I can see.
I can do presence.
Yeah.
I can use
or at least I can
rapport.
try.
Yeah.
Ooh, 38 under 45. So 1 success level. It's not nothing.
Okay.
It's not nothing. All right. So there is a gang called the Theta Specters, and they apparently always need people taking stuff up to Kasan. So they have a package, and they would be happy for you to bring it up to them, and in exchange for resources. So you bargain. Basically, you're not going to be paid very much, but you're getting paid up front. Because they need these in a timely fashion. They need these in a week. And you're not supposed to look in it, so you don't know what it is. And so it's something inert, something heavily bundled in a wrapped in plastic and then put in a secure metal crate that has a lock on it. But you get Spinoza to make another compartment with the money, the resources you've gotten, and you get to drop this off to the Theta Specters, the Orc Skull Saloon, and you do that, you'll be fine. And
What did I learn anything about these Theta Specters from my savant consultation?
You could, if you want to make another lore check and then use that.
I don't want to waste that yet.
Okay. I mean, you can still make a lore check.
That's true. I'm just also pretty dumb, so I probably won't succeed. Why not?
You'll get something unless you get a crit failure.
Yeah. Regular failure.
You know that they are the people who run a lot of the establishments in the town. They set up a lot of deals. They're brokers and traders more than miners or fighters. I mean, they're still a gang. But yeah. So you two spend the day doing that. And then Rabbit, give me a lore check, and with the data vault thing, I think you get advantage and a plus 20. Let me double check. It is very good. Here it is, data vault access. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll give you plus 20 on your lore check.
Ooh, fantastic. Well, then that is a 39 under 64.
Okay. So yeah, you get a sense that this is another, let's see. It is actually the Adeptus the ministry. They are trying to oppose you. A powerful bishop in the sector, or someone connected to, let's see here. Let's see here. This is it. All right, so this is Bishop Resadosia du Gransal. She is opposing you for some reason. You realize.
Does that name mean anything to me?
She is an important, the ministerium is the section of the imperial government of the Imperium that handles the priests, the faith, and all that jazz. And she is an important official in it. So you don't know why she is opposing you, but you do know. Yeah. So you do know that these three psykers together know a secret that Endius, powerful, let's see here. Remember that the whole thing was powerful psyker Silas Endius died with a secret. He entrusted the secret to his three trusted minions. And when you combine them, you get the secret. So the secret is worth it. So worth a lot to these people. So with the information you're getting, that this is not like a political, or this is something tangible. You get the sense that from the information you're getting, that they're fighting over an asset or a resource that is worth all of this effort, all of this bloodshed and money sending on agents and spying on others. There's some resource that both of them want, and your patron wants it and has more information than the bishop does, and the bishop is trying to play catch up to get this resource, whatever it is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to add that Lim is more than happy to sort of run and fetch and just chatter on. Again, not literate, really. So
actually, Lim, give me an awareness check.
Okay, but I do want to add that the point in the conversation is so the data cloud is the name came from the sky cloud. The sky cloud came before the data cloud. Is
Yes.
where we're at in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. There's been someone trying to spy on you and try and see what you're researching.
Oh.
It's a clerk who works here. One of the data scribes.
Oh, I'm going to put a stop to that real fast.
Yeah, it turns out you don't, with a 1, you can just go near them and they just leave. They do not want to be around you. And with a 1, you get a sense that they're not hired to spy on you, that they're just a nosy and bored scribe. And your mere presence is enough to drive them away.
Lim is still, chatting casual and just sort of uses her base ability to make people decide not, and does, in fact, just saddle up next to him to stand right next to him, right uncomfortably
you got to empty this level of the data vault. It's just imagine a university library archive. It's kind of what it is, and you just walk around and people are I'm going to leave now for some reason. So
anyone who seems resistant to it gets one of the things where the creeper gets way too close to you in public, breathing in your ear.
Mm-hmm,
what you doing?
So that's how the day
the human migraine strikes again.
So the four of you reconvene at the end of the day. You now have a truck with a smuggler's compartment. You now have a side job to deliver something to the Orc Skull Saloon in Kasan. And you now have an idea that a bishop is targeting you.
Is there any way to send a message to our patron about the interference by Bishop? What's her name?
I posted the name in there. You say it.
Yeah, Rosadiosa de Gransal. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I do want to say that everybody else is very seriously sharing, information and news. And Lim very seriously shares a completely garbled accounting of the water system. She tried.
She tried. Yeah, you send a message. You get received, but you do not get a reply. Your patron is overextended. You're not going to get help otherwise. So, yeah, good job. You're doing it.
Hey.
That's the support you get. So so the day passes, so you can take off. Now you could research more a rabbit to learn more about what the bishop is after. You could stay around and research more, but it'll take more time. It'll take 3 days of research to get another lore check.
Ooh, well,
unless you get some sort of other source of information. Right now, you're basing this entirely on that psychic interrogation of a gang member. Not like you need someone up higher up the food chain to get better intel.
Now,
I do want to ask, can I get my fate point back or no? Like, if we rested enough or...
That's a between sessions thing.
Okay. Sorry.
Now, important question. With my data delver talent, I read text in half the time it would normally take.
Okay, yeah.
So would that apply here, or
I would
is
say
it
take 1 day off? It would be 2 days of research to get another check.
Okay. I mean, I would share, the fact that I could probably find more if we wanted to take more time, but I would ultimately leave it up to the group because I'm not working alone. So,
well, I know not how much of a rush we ought to be in, to be honest. We don't know in how much communication our queries have been. So the absence of the other two may be sending the other one into preparations, or they may know nothing at all.
I mean, it is a war. People go missing, right? They get eaten.
Yeah, you're not incorrect about that.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, Khurt, you're a military guy. You can give me a logic check.
Eaten? Eaten, Lim?
Yeah. Where do you think the corpse noodles come from?
Well, they're consumed by the maw of war itself. Yeah, wise.
I'm going to spend a fate point to flip that to an +9.
Okay. The problem is they know where you are, right?
We're drawing attention to the place where they don't know we have who they're looking for.
Yeah, they're going to try. You got the guy, right? So you slow them down considerably. They're going to have to recruit a new guy, send him here, have him recruit new people to send after you. But they know where you are. It's just a matter of time. You're just playing defense. You have no way of going on offense without more information to actually permanently shut them down. They could just keep trying again and again and again, unless you relocate, which is obviously a huge amount of effort because you have the perfect site right now because you have psykers that are hard to keep a hold of outside of a special, position there. So with a 9, given how the first bounty hunter showed up on the first job, and then now someone showed up right before you started the third job, if you spend more time researching this, by the time you get back from the job, there's probably going to be people waiting for you. They're probably going to strike while you're away. So
got it.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to come back heavier this time. So maybe you will get back in time. It depends on how long it takes to get ashore and bring her back. It's not great, but yeah, once you get that third one, you just need to get the fuck out of the city. You do have that smuggler ship that's still ready to go. Yeah. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, if you wanted to research this, you'd have to find a new base.
Okay.
Which is a huge thing, which you can do. It's a huge city, and you're very resourceful, but
we just don't have the time, Rabbit.
If you get better information, you'll be able to make the checks faster. So if you capture someone important, you'll be.
Honestly, the why of us being hunted is less important to our current affairs anyway, much as there could be benefit. We know enough to know they're looking for us, so moving gives us more advantage than staying.
Okay.
I would say.
Makes sense to me.
All right. So the 4 of you pack in the truck and you hit the road. Who's driving?
So what's everybody's would that be piloting?
Piloting, yes.
Yeah.
What's everybody's piloting?
27.
Lower than yours, I bet.
So curiously, the Undercity, the Underhive actually has a large amount of vehicles. Lim doesn't know what kind of has an idea of what a road is. Doesn't really know what a mountain is, or a sky, or the rain, or the sea, but does know how a goddamn truck works.
What's your pilot?
46.
Hey.
Damn.
All right, sounds like Lim's the driver.
I guess so. Shit.
All right, so yeah, it's a road. It'll take you a few days to get up to Kasan. It's going, Damned Inn is on low ground, and you have to go up to the mountain. So it's long mountain passes and everything. Just give me a driving plus 20 check. You're going up the fastest road, the main road, which is pretty well maintained.
Driving plus 20. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
It makes
20.
your score 20 higher.
Okay, so that I got 6 under. Doesn't even matter. I got 6. I
What's
do
your
want to
score
say
again?
46.
Okay, so there'd be 6 success levels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say that Lim does have a moment where she doesn't know how to handle the fact the sun is in her eyes. If anyone gives her a set of sunglasses, they're going to get a real trippy response. She's never been in bright light on before. She never knew that would be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I have no sunglasses for you.
There's sunglasses in the visor or in the little compartment overhead. You just push a little button and there's little sunglasses there.
It's like a gas mask for the light.
A gas mask for the light.
Yeah, Harrow's just nodding.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm about.
As you're driving, there's other trucks on the road. You're driving by them, and some are faster than others. But and you're making your checks, you don't get any bad situations. You handle all these hairpin turns, as these switchbacks. You're going back and forth, going up this mountain. But eventually, there's a traffic jam in front of you, and there's like dozens of trucks, and you can see that there is a checkpoint. There's basically, Imperial officials like checking each truck, looking inside the cargo, and you have an empty truck. So, which you're not.
We have one. We have the hidden compartment with our stuff that we're delivering, but we have our completely normal crate.
Yeah, one crate for a truck.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to carry it by hand, Ross.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're taking it up because we're going to be bringing materials down to be sold in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
And there's the regular lanes, and then there is the fast lane. And so anyone can roll lore. This is for Rabbit. This is more bureaucratic. You get a plus 10 on this.
Ooh, well, that's an odd 9.
Okay.
Nice.
So the fast lane is reserved for, that there's Adeptus Administratum trade officials. There's a trade depot, a trade hall up ahead, where that's, they officially weigh all the ore that is found to give it the fair value, market value. And trucks that are using that have some sort of paperwork. Now, if you want to speed things up, you could, but you'd have to, be convincing in your bullshit because you don't have very much paperwork to justify your truck. But there's always something. With a 9, that's like, what's your skill in it?
64.
Okay, yeah, it's like 5 success levels. So you have, you think you could definitely try, but that would be more of a social check than a lore check. Or you could just wait and do the regular thing.
One sec, because I want to check one thing.
That sounds ominous, and I like it.
It's not that ominous.
Well, what's a good ominous? Foreshadowing?
That's a good question.
What's a bad miracle?
Oh no.
Okay. How much time would it take using my autoquill, my data slate, my eidetic memory, putting all of this together to forge documents?
Ooh. You could definitely try. This is going to be challenging, though.
Okay.
Maybe 10 on your lore check. But if you succeed, you're done. If you fail, well, we'll see what they have to say about it.
Isn't challenging just at base?
Well, whatever it is for -10.
No, difficult.
difficult.
Okay, I'm going to spend my hanging fate point to re-roll because I just barely missed that, unfortunately, with the -10. So I'm going to re-roll it.
Okay. Would flipping the numbers have succeeded?
No, because it was a 59, so it would have been a 95 if I flipped. Yeah.
Fair.
Ooh, that's a 12. That's much better.
All right. Yeah, you just fly through there. You saved yourself days. People they parked their cars and were cooking out by their trucks. Like that's how long it would have been.
Jeez.
It's like the free parking cities in red markets.
Mm-hmm. Or like real traffic jams in many parts of the world. And like where you sleep under your truck because it's too hot to do anything else, and because it has some shade. And yeah,
There are a few quick moments where, like, subtle voice, Lim does say, "Why are there 3 blinking lights in front of me? What do those colors mean?" You do have to give her a quick rundown on what a stoplight is. That is new.
Oh, no. I love Lim.
Yeah, the Harrow looks at the lights that she's talking about. There's a pause, and the Harrow says, "I've never seen anything like that before in my entire life."
Jesus Christ.
Because one of the things about the Harrow is actually extremely ignorant about these things too. They just don't say it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Is it dangerous? Does it mean there's something dangerous?
No. When the light is red, it means you must stop. When the light is green, it means you can go. When the light is yellow, it means you should prepare to stop.
So we stop below the light?
You should stop before the light so you can still see the light from where you are stopped.
Like how far?
Do you see the lines on the road behind those?
Oh, that's for something?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Learn something new every day.
This is an amazing world, truly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love these sunglasses.
So you continue on this upward road, and eventually the road goes alongside a rail line. Cargo trains pass by, chugging, straining to get up there. Actually, not on the way up, but on the way down. There you can hear brakes as the conductors are gradually applying brakes, so they don't go too fast down the mountain with all their heavy loads of ore. And you can smell the smoke and feel the industrial output gets. You can just all your senses tell you that you're getting to this industrial zone, this rough and rugged thing at the top of the mountain. And occasionally you hear a boom. And as you're passing, especially you're going on this one section road where on your right side is just the mountains, and in the distance you can see like an explosion near the peak of a mountain, followed by smaller explosions, and you realize that's artillery. And yeah, there's a war going on just over there on that other mountain range, like 30 miles away.
War never changes.
Yeah.
Lim, much like an excited toddler when they learn like the animals at the zoo, is like, that's a train, and those are mountains. I know what those are.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on one of those. The train, not the mountain. Yet.
I imagine Rabbit's like, but Lim, you're on a mountain right now.
Right now.
No.
Yeah.
I'm on. What?
You see how we're going up.
Lim didn't quite conceptualize the idea that, big, distance, small, when you go up it, it's not as big anymore.
Mhm.
Yep. She's never been able to see very far in the dark before.
Like the ramps between station levels, the heights can catch up with you quickly.
Oh.
So you turn, and so you're going up the road and then it turns, like another switchback, but so you don't really realize that you just arrived at Kasan. And you just pull the truck in front of this massive set of gates, maybe like a half mile ahead. And you see these incredible, massive metal sculptures of just jagged jaws and claws and cannons and rockets. And you're like, what the hell is that? And all of you can give me a lore check. +10.
Ooh. That makes me closer to like a person who knows things.
62 under 74.
Okay.
Yeah, I fail. Lim looks with the beatific expression of the unknowing.
Yeah, if you fail, you just see giant, big, weird, like metal sculptures of monsters. That's weird. Why would they do
What
that?
if I critically fail, Ross? What then?
You panic.
You can't. You just like you don't even see the statues. You're just like, okay, I get. You're sleeping. You're just like you're kind of like nodding off. Like it's just been when you're on the road so long, you're just like. But Rabbit, you recognize what those are. Those are orc heavy mecha, basically the stompers and the gargants. If you want to look those up, those are heavily rusted wrecks, orc armored vehicles, essentially. And you realize that this planet must have suffered an orc invasion sometime in the past. And they've been rusted out and turned into essentially trophies or like sculptures proclaiming the imperial victory over the orc invaders. And there's one on each side. They're basically like these massive, humanoid metal things that have been turned into like holding up the gates of Kasan. And yeah, there are, let's see here. Orc. Who's better, Gargant or Stompers?
Gargant, I believe.
Yeah, here's like a picture of a Gargant. So yeah, just the like imagine that as like a wreckage with like massive holes in it that have been like welded into to form a gate. So like the gate is absolutely staggering in scale. But it opens up into this industrial like mining facility / town city. Like there's a hubbub of activities. Other trucks are coming at this point. It's also there's no lines in the road. It's just the right of way is whoever's bravest. So you pass your test, Lim. You're but this is white knuckle driving. You have to like
Deja Vu starts playing.
Yeah, it's not speed as so much as like willingness to play chicken. And like, if you fucking get in my lane, I will end us both, and that contest of wills with every other driver is they're all muscling their way in. And
the score is suddenly done by Tangerine Dream.
Lim, realizing that this is her moment, takes out a cigarette, eats it, and drives as cool as a cucumber. This is the moment she's been waiting for. It doesn't bother her.
Yeah, and so you all get into this incredibly rough and town as you're passing. All of you see something that catches your eye. Khurt, I'll say you see people, two people, like scummy looking people, having a duel with las pistols. And yeah, what's the outcome? Does one win? Do they both die? Like, what happens? There's a couple of onlookers. Yeah,
I'm gonna say they both beef it. They both.
Ooh, I know. One of them shoots the other, but the gun explodes in his hand.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's just screaming and a death you see, and the other person bleeding out, or like probably going to die too of an infected wound. Rabbit, what's one thing of this incredibly lawless and dangerous town you've come into? Do you notice on the way to the saloon?
I notice that there is no difference between pedestrians and cars. People will just take up space, but it's in much in the same way that cars, it's a game of chicken. It's also people, and like they just like open carry giant fucking weapons, and like certain folks like have essentially enormous guns, and if you try and like step up to them while they're like jaywalking or just like in the middle of the street, they will turn and they don't hesitate to open fire if you try and step to them.
Yeah, so again, another game of chicken, essentially, right? Like, yeah. So there's a guy with like
they don't always win, though, is the most important thing. So in addition to hearing random shots of fire, you do see remnants, I think, in the middle of roads of folks who lost.
Yeah. And let's see here. So the Harrow, what's one thing you see?
Multi-level vertical shanty towns spilling out of various alleyways, reminding the Harrow of the way that void ships can be crammed with people in whatever sort of space is available. And a lot of people finding wherever they can to post up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of vertical like catwalks above the road where people have figured out, hey, if I'm not on the same level as the trucks, I don't have to like shoot at them or be run down. So like that's a win. So yeah, and then Lynn, do you notice anything on the way to the saloon?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that Lim is just taking in everything. Everything is new.
All right, fair enough.
Lot unfamiliar
What is-
smells.
I think the question then would be, what is the most normal thing that Lim is weirded out by?
The food stands.
Mhm.
Never seen anything like that. There's nothing like that in the Undercity because hunger is a way of life and food is not something that's easily found or shared. So the idea that people are just walking around eating food is almost unthinkable. She would assume that they would all have been mobbed and robbed by this point.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of food sale. There's also like you see someone hauling a cart full of delicious looking mushrooms and selling them to food stalls, turn into food dishes, and no one's attacking the food stall guy. The guy does have a gun on him, but like who doesn't? But yeah, so all of you see this, and you know that I assume the first thing you're going to do is drop off the package that you're hired to do. That's at the Orc Skull Saloon, which you can tell
also-
what. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, it also seems that anyone who is not openly wearing their weapon probably ought to do so. This seems to be the way of things in this town to show that one is not unprotected.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
So the Orc Skull Saloon is named so because that's their decoration style is orc skulls. There are orc skulls hanging off every post, in rows along the front porch area, where they keep the rain out. And there's just orc skulls, orc teeth is gravel for the parking lot. There's orc skulls. There's a lot of them. But you pull the truck in, you unload it. They're a bald man with like little goggles on is like, "Hello, I am Vladim. I am the proprietor of this establishment. I have the Theta Specters. Thank you for this deal. You, as part of your bargain, you may have 3 nights in one of our rooms. You'll have to share it, of course, unless you want to pay extra. But if you need anything procured, we are the people to talk to. Welcome to Kasan."
What was his name again?
Vladim.
Okay.
Vlad with an IM. So yeah, bald and goggles.
Ooh, you also have sunglasses.
Yes. I find them useful. I was also do not like a bright light. So yeah, all of you are in this Wild West town, and you need to sort of get a sense of what it is. So I will say for free, there are 5 gangs in this town. The
Flashing back to the stuff that I learned from the breeze of whatever.
Yeah, we have a flashback of the Harrow sort of briefing everybody on the truck drive up. So there's the Theta Specters. They're the brokers and traders. There's the Illuminated Redeemers, who are religious fanatics, but they're also listed as a gang. So there's the Feral Talons, the Iron Jaw Maulers, and the Ashtown Reavers. Looking around the town itself, aside from the Orc Skull Saloon, there is a trade hall. Rabbit, you notice that it has official Imperial Adeptus Administratum officials and enforcers there. So there's some law and order in the town. That's at the trade hall. And that's where you would be able to do things. Yeah, you get a sense that they're kind of beleaguered right now. So there's a rail depot, of course. There's a mechanics, scrapyard / repair place, truck lot. There is Debt Free, which is a pit fighting arena where people can. Well, there's pit fighting. You can bet on it, and also if you get too far into debt, the custom is to just throw you into the pit fight. And if you win 3 fights in a row, you're debt free. Of course, the third fight is always with some ringer who you were not expected to survive.
Sure.
And then there are, along the cliffside, this is at the top of the mountain or near the top of the mountain, not at the very peak. There are fungus cliff farms that are growing a lot of food to sustain the population here. So 5 gangs to look up. So basically, I'm going to make this very open-ended. You need information, right? There's any number of ways to get information. You could sneak, you could steal, you could kidnap people and interrogate them, or sneak up on them and mentally interrogate them. You could do jobs for people to gain to earn money to gain information. So like, how do you don't know where Short is. You know she's involved with a gang. You don't know which one. And you need to figure out where she is, what she's doing, and then you can figure out how to kidnap her. So I will say you also have manacles for free because you have some from the Inquisition jail. But
I mean, do we still have that bomb collar that we got off of Nova?
oh yeah, I guess if you want that, you could have that. Sure.
Lim is not the kind of person anyone would hire to do anything. Kidnap and use against their enemies, yes. Pay, no. My default is to find a quiet corner in a place where no one sees me, and I'm far enough away that I don't bother them with my presence, but close enough to listen and just creep.
Gathering, listening to the voice of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just eavesdropping and spying on people and just kind of getting a sense of the town. Yeah, that's definitely that you could definitely get some information that way. I will say, just in general, you can only use any approach successfully once. So yeah, but yeah, you could do that. Khurt, what about you?
Oh boy, the quintuple Yojimbo.
Barring that, I'm probably just gonna go ask the fanatics if there are any psychers that need to be disposed of. Seems like they would know. It would be best
not to mark yourself as interested in psychers so openly. Our quarry may be wary and have ears already about.
Yeah. Where does Vladim's with the Theta
Specters?
Theta Specters.
Yeah. Yeah, and he runs Vladim runs the bar, and he's very glad that you got it here in time. You did bypass the checkpoint, which was nice, so he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I just kind of want to observe the town for like a day and just kind of see how everybody's like interacting with one another. Do like certain gangs like go nowhere near each other? Do certain gangs seem like more friendly or like in cahoots?
Okay. Yeah. You can do that. I mean, yeah, you have 3 days in the rooms before you have to like earn more money to stay there. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Rabbit, what about you?
Is it a big room? Because if it's not a big room, I doubt anyone else is going to sleep.
Yeah, it's not especially huge. It's not the smallest room. So yeah, it's going to be difficult for everybody to sleep with you there, especially the Harrow. It's actually going to be a challenge. Yeah, unless you want to sleep in the truck.
Yeah, I'll sleep in the truck. I don't care. Sleep in worse places.
Yeah, all right.
It goes without saying. Like no one has.
Yeah,
you get to sleep in the truck.
Yeah. You also get to guard the truck at night because even though it's guarded by the fine staff of the Orc Skull Saloon, that's not foolproof. Anyways, Rabbit, what are you thinking?
So
yeah,
I'm okay. So I guess the problem is what I'd like to do is like interview people, I guess. Like find the folks who appear to be gang members based on the surface level information that we have, and then just start asking questions around, but like in a way that doesn't make me come off as a narc. Because I don't, I'm trying to get information, but like I'm not trying to like get anybody in trouble, right? Like I just
Maybe you can pretend you're hiring someone for something.
As a bureaucrat of the Astro Militarum, you know that you also know how other bureaucrats work, and you know that there are bureaucrats at the trade hall, and they would be easy to interview, and they're not going to shoot you for just asking questions unless they're like for just asking surface level questions. You could even pose like, hey, I just got here and I don't know what I'm doing. Can I sign up as a clerk here or something? So yeah, you could. So you could interview gang members. That's totally fine. But you do know that gang members are going to want like something in return, either a bribe, like pay for their drinks, which you could do, and then just talk to them that way. In fact, that's a very easy way to do it. Or you could go to the trade hall and make lore checks to like get information on that. But the trade hall officials aren't going to know as much as like gang members about certain things, right? So yeah, you could pay for drinks, or you could fill out forms. Those are two ways of talking to people. It'd be pretty easy for you to do without risk. Yeah. Which appeals to you more?
Well, I I feel like there are other people in this group who would do better, like at the non-clerical conversation, because I'm not 100% sure that Rabbit has any ability at all to like talk to somebody like a normal person. She's just a little awkward like that. So while I do understand that it would be better to talk to the gang members, I do think that the safer option is going and talking to the bureaucrats.
All right, so you head to the trade hall, and then the Harrow. What do you want to do?
The Harrow is, well, I mean, new in town, so going to see who's hiring. What sort of work is out there? I think I'm going to start with Vladim. See.
Oh yeah, they always have work. All the gangs.
Well, partly I also want to talk to Vladim to get an idea potentially of what the Theta Spectre's relationship is to the other groups, since by staying here we are at least somewhat already tied to these people.
Yeah, I mean all the other gangs are here too. Like this is the only real saloon in the town.
Oh, okay.
I mean the only proper saloon. There are a couple other dens of vice and like other things, but like this is a big saloon. It has its own distillery. And rooms, so like it's kind of the closest thing to common ground, neutral ground that these gangs have. And
basically, I guess I'm going to be using presence to make myself seem, intimidating in a useful capacity.
Okay,
and be like, who would I speak to? Were I seeking contract work in the town?
So go back to Khurt. Do you want to eavesdrop any, or are you just watching, just like not? Just hanging out and observing the scene.
I am watching. So I've had a skill for a while where I can read lips.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, I'm kind of standing from afar. Like if I see a couple of people like get together, I try and
The saloon's a great place for this. People are having all kinds of conversations, and they don't think at all about lip readers. Yeah, give me a lip reading check. I'll say you have a +10 to it because like you're in a room, you can look like it's a multi-story building, and you can be like on the upper floor looking down in the bar area at the bottom. Think of like a Wild West saloon, where they have the rooms. Yeah. You're perfectly positioned for this.
Red Dead Redemption 40,000.
Yeah, basically. I think there was a 40K game about that. Basically, I forgot it was like Bounty Hunter or something. Like came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's the Necromunda Bounty Hunter game.
Yeah.
All right, so that's awareness. So that fails. I'm going to spend my second fate point to reroll that.
Okay.
And that passes. That is a 35 under 45.
Okay. So I'm just going to kind of abstract all this. Like you get a unit of information. I'll give you the summary at the end after everyone makes their pass. So you're reading lips. You're getting juicy bits, but out of context. And so when you all rendezvous later, you'll be able to all info dump to each other and sort of like piece it all together. But you get a unit of information. So yeah, that's very good. You're perfectly placed to do that. So Lim, give me a stealth check. You have +20 because this is a perfect environment for someone being sneaky.
And also, doesn't Lim have like hearing stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, that'll be for the awareness of. But first, you got to get close to listen.
All right, so I do stealth. All right, I got
Plus
28.
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How many success levels did I get? 21 under. Do you say +20? Under 71. I got 28 under 71.
Now roll awareness with. It is pretty noisy, so it's no bonus there, but like you still have advantage. So yeah. There's gunfire, there's screaming, there's industrial sounds, machines.
Shit. I got 55 over 41 for awareness.
Ooh, okay. You might want. Do you have a fate left to spend? Because that's.
There's no way to really critically fail listening to something like you're.
No,
you're
but
just,
I mean, like we gaining information is the thing.
Yeah. I don't want to die. I keep that last fate point for life. I just eat.
Well, that's what burning fate points is for.
Yeah, you can spend it and you'll get it back next session.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going to happen this session, Mr. The lights go out. Mr. I'm not going to burn. I'm not going to TPK the party, Ross.
All right.
Even if you spend your last fate point, you can still burn your total down to 1
it's
and
true.
You'll live. Like that's
true.
I mean, it's your choice. I'm just saying that, like, information is useful.
Oh, fine. You know what? You talked me into it, the Harrow. I'll spend 1 fate point, my last one, to get a 49 under 71.
All right, you get another unit of information. You're doing very well. You're getting a lot of juicy gossip and juicy secrets.
Wait, your thing was 71? I thought you said you failed with a 55.
Wait, was it 71? Am I crazy?
That's what you just said.
Yeah, what's your awareness?
Shit. Oh, no, my awareness. No, my awareness is 41.
So you still fail.
I still fail.
Oh,
yeah,
no, wait,
so I burned a fate point for now.
You have advantage for your super hearing, though, so you would succeed. You'd get 14.
No, it was 49, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 49.
Oh, your score was 41. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Got that mixed up.
Math is hard. Let's go shopping.
All right, there we go. Anyway, you can still get some information by just watching people. You're able to watch them. You're able to pick up some things, but you're not able to hear a lot of conversations. It's very noisy. It's very hard to filter that out between all the, again, explosion, gunfire and stabbings and trucks running people down and just, engines running and that kind of thing. So, Rabbit, you're talking to the people at the trade hall.
Yes.
Do you want to use rapport, presence, or lore?
Presence, lore. What was the third one?
Rapport.
Yeah, we're gonna use lore.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use one of my fate points to flip it because I rolled an 83, but I'd like that to be a 38 instead.
Okay, so the people at the trade hall are beleaguered, is the best way to describe them. They're just overwhelmed. They're trying to keep law and order. Well, some of them are. I mean, obviously, all of them are maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are taking bribes. But there's levels of bribes, right? And you come in there, you show you're able to hey, I think I made a mistake coming up here. I'm just trying to, do the right thing. And you're able to help them with some paperwork and process some things. And you're able to be a sympathetic ear to all these people venting about all these gangs and all their needs. And they want all this paperwork certified instantly. And so you're also able to get information. So you get a unit of information. Yeah.
And it should be noted, I am very happy to do paperwork. Just give me all of the paperwork. Please let me do it. I love it.
Yeah. And also you realize you've earned their trust to a degree because they think that how do you present yourself to them? What's your pitch to them? How would they view you?
Ooh, I mean, they would view me as very, very professional. I am here. I'm obviously a bureaucrat myself. They can, game recognize game, right? Whatever that game may be. And also, just energetic and happy to help and take some of their burden, give them a moment of reprieve so that they can feel comfortable enough to share as much information as they possibly can.
But why are you here then? If you're such a good bureaucrat, shouldn't you be back down in the city doing bureaucrat? Why are you up here in this hellhole?
I actually have a comrade, a friend of mine. He's a fellow military man. He is here on work, on business. I'm just here accompanying him, mostly hilariously, to do all of the paperwork that he hates doing. I have a skill, he does not. It just we complement each other in that way.
Well, Ben, you must owe this comrade a lot. I mean, to come up here, wow. I would also, your comrade is obviously in bed with one of the gangs. They shit talk your comrade. They don't know who it is. You can kind of leave that vague, but they're like, wow, your friend led you astray. You should not be here. You should not. You were definitely a fish out of water. Anyway. So yeah, they are, so that's your day. And then.
Love it.
Yeah, but you get a lot of juicy information. So you have 2 and some change in terms of units of information. So the Harrow.
Yeah, just going around, seeing what work is available and who is using that as an excuse to get the vibe of the place, basically.
So Vladim is eager to talk to you. So do you want simple and fast? Simple and fast pays the least, but simple and fast. There's fast and dangerous. Yeah. Simple, fast, and pays well. Pick 2 out of 3. Yeah.
I would go with fast and pays well then.
Fast and pays well. Well, that's not simple. So Yeah, there's a deadbeat, and I want you to collect for me. His name is... let's see here. Maybe that Hector Votel. I want you... He owes me 100 crowns. Or 100 solar, sorry. I want you to collect it. He is at this hovel near the Cliff Fungus Farms. And get it to me by the end of the day, and I will pay you 10%. He's a runner.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. So you know what hall he's in. It's the one with the red door and the green roof at the Fungus Farms. He's a skinny, wiry, but he shows you a data slate picture of him. He's like, yeah, get my 100 crowns, bring it back. Once I count them out, I'll give you 10.
Hold on.
I don't care what happens to Hector.
Yeah,
he has the money.
I don't know anything about the value of money, so I will accept the job.
Okay. Do you want to recruit your friends to help you with this, or are you just going to get solo this?
They're doing other things.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to bother them.
All right. What's your approach? It's a dude in a shack. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to invisibly approach the shack.
All right, make your check to be invisible.
9. So that is...
You're very invisible.
That's 11 success levels.
Yeah, I'm not going to roll for him. He's not going to see you until you do something. All right. Can you open doors with that? Because the hovel is closed. He is in the hovel. Little one-room shack.
I'm just gonna,
so to paint the scene, it's you go to the edge of the Kasan, and literally at the cliffside, and you can see they've built vertically, like downward. All these cliff farms are like terraces, but very steep terraces. And but at the top of it, they have hovels where the farmers live, and they have ladders and little elevators, very rickety elevators, taking them down to work on the farms and haul fungal things up top to sell. And but yeah, there's rows of hovels, and some are painted differently, but you know which one Hector is in. And there's people coming and going. There's just like the cliff face outside of Kasan. There's just like several square miles worth of fungus farms, all going up and down, And so, yeah, but yeah, I'll say, what time of day do you want to approach this? Day or night?
Whatever time it was, the Harrow just left immediately.
Okay, yeah, I would say probably midday. Yeah. So yeah, you see that it is within like 50 feet of the actual cliff face. Yeah.
If he's a runner, I want to take some time to look around for other exits from...
There's a window, a little window that it's shuttered. That's his only modification. It is made of petrified fungus, basically wood, and a little tin roof. It's a little box, basically.
All right. Let's see. This is the question. Okay, so those you are shrouded from look past you, do not register your voice or footsteps, and otherwise act as though you aren't there. If a creature or device takes damage or you interact with it, becomes able to perceive you. So would I be able to open the door without him seeing what is opening the door? Actually, I'm not even... Yeah. I'm going to let you decide, and I'm just going to open the door.
Okay.
Harrow doesn't know what's going to happen.
I'll let odd or even.
Ooh. Even.
He looks at you square in the eyes, a wiry little guy, and he's like reaching for something. He's on a little mattress. He's up. He's like on the ground, and you can see his right hand sliding for something under the sheet. So, what are you going to do?
I'm going to roll another psychic thing if I'm able to do that.
Yeah. He didn't immediately shoot you. He was like...
Is he reaching for a weapon that's on him or that's at the bed?
He's reaching for something under a sheet. Like he's on a mattress on the ground with a sheet kind of draped around.
In that case, I'm going to look him in the eye as he does that and politely tell him to hand me 100 solars.
Oh, okay. Give me another psychic test. He'll get a chance to resist this.
Let's see. That is 42 under, 60, 70, 80. So that's 5 success levels with my bonus.
Okay. You win. He stops, kind of freaks out, and then just like pulls the mattress, slides the mattress to the side, reaches for a hidden, like under the floorboards and hands you a bag of souls.
Yeah, while he's doing that, by the way, I pull out my gun and just have it in my other hand as I have my other hand open for the solars. So
yeah, he hands you 100 solars. He looks very
your debt
scared.
is now paid.
Okay. So yeah, I assume you go back to the bar.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It would have been extremely funny if he had not seen the Harrow and had simply been reaching under the sheets for personal time.
No,
that is where my mind went. I'm like, oh man, like, can you imagine?
From his body, he was reaching for under his pillow to get a gun.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Game takes a whole other turn at that point.
I know. I was like, man, can you imagine? The door opens, you're like, what's going on? And suddenly there's a guy there with a gun.
You look him in the eye, yeah.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'm sorry. I'm
So
permanently internet brained.
Vladimir he raises an eyebrow. I was like, oh, thank you. So you have 10 solars. You could spend that for drinks and pass it around and get a unit of information.
Yeah, that is what I'm doing. Right. I will not especially gregariously, because the Harrow does not know how to do that, but
because the Harrow is not
pretty well. Yeah,
it spent a good deal of time in being an active presence in a terrible voidborn station.
Oh yeah, this ratty little guy who looks a lot like Steve Buscemi comes up to you. He's like, "Oh wow, you're really, man, I can't believe you did that. Hey, can you buy me a drink, Mister? I'm really thirsty. Have you heard about the latest about the Iron Jaw Maulers?" He just latches on to you, and if you feed him 10 solars of drinks, he will tell you everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I need to know his name first, Ross. That's the most important part.
I'm tempted to say he's Steve Buscemi, but
no, you come on. You have a list of dog names and a random name generator. Give us a guy.
Oh yeah, no. He's definitely gonna be a dog name. Let's see here. Yeah, so T-Tank Rolex. That's my prison name. I don't respond to my other names anymore.
T-Tank Rolex.
Yeah. It's a tough name. I heard Rolex was a powerful warlord in the ancient Terran days.
Well, we are new in town, so I am fine with paying for your beverages if you pay me in kind with catching me up with the locals.
All right, so all of you come back together at that very fruitful day and share all the information you have. So here's what you know about the gangs now. The Illuminated Redeemers, they're religious fanatics, but also self-serving psychopaths. They love to turn enemies into servitors. They love chainsaws and flame weapons, and they extort people for tithes, but then they just keep it for themselves. Hypocritical monsters. Theta Spectres, not only they're brokers and traders, they're also assassins. But yeah, and they have connection to the cold trade. Then the Feral Talons. Guess who leads the Feral Talons? Short. Yeah. And Short is currently in hiding, or she hasn't been seen recently, and she's not dead. And the Iron Jaw Maulers are miners and pit fighters, like miners as in with digging.
They're not children.
Not children. We already have our children.
Yeah. They love to use performance enhancing drugs for combat. Stims and
juicers.
Juicers essentially. Yeah. And then there are the Ashtown Reavers. They come from a toxic waste zone outside of Damnedin. They are experts in chemical weapons and are quite sadistic. They have modified. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm repurposing Necromunda gags a little bit there. Thanks. But with this three incident information, you realize Short is setting up a deal. She's finally done it. She's finally found this vein of adamantite ore that will make her rich. Unfortunately, it's at the very top of the mountain, and she needs a lot of explosives to get to it. And she's made a deal to get a bunch of unstable explosives. And she's currently needing help to set that deal up and transport these explosives to the top of the mountain. Which I had already written up before any of you brought up anything. But yeah, the truck's name is Sorcerer. Yeah. So you realize, one of those guys. That's the Iron Jaw Maulers, big muscly dudes with big guns and big blades, and they love the drugs. So her lieutenant is named Blitzer Vermin, and so you can approach Blitzer and ask her for to join the gang. and try and infiltrate it, or you have information, so you can discuss that. Like, how, now that you know this, how would you get Shore? You don't know, she's not in town, she's hiding, she's currently getting ready to go on this run up the mountain to get this ore. But and all the gangs hate each other, but no gangs are currently at war with each other because, again,
they're in an equilibrium. They've created a stable system of inter-gang violence.
Also, Rabbit, I will say one thing. You realize because you gain some trust at the trade hall, you could exploit that to help a gang. You could manipulate paperwork to favor one gang's cargo, and they would. So you were in a position to help a gang or hurt a gang, but not like life or death, but definitely like would affect the bottom line. Yeah, this is kind of near the end of the session in terms of like what I have prepared material. You kind of tell me like what your approach is now that you have a vague idea of
how we want to prepare for the next.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, well, our main choice, I would say, is: are we taking a more direct route to try and ingratiate ourselves with and find employment with the Feral Talons, or do we want to team up with one or more other gangs to attempt to disrupt the Feral Talons' big mining expedition?
Well, so my thought is, if we assist the Feral Talons, it could potentially, like, especially if Short's in hiding, like, there's a chance that the Feral Talons know where she is. And if we assist them, then we could, get a meeting with her and then kidnap her in person.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a terrible plan. I certainly have nothing better.
Okay. That sounds good to you.
And we came to town with a big empty crate, as though we were planning on, prospecting some shit to take back down with us. So.
Exactly.
All right. So you realize you'll have to trust and get. Okay.
Lim lives in a beautiful world of no thoughts, head empty, absolutely willing to go along with whatever everyone else decides. She was hoping that she would get to drive a truck full of unstable explosives, but apparently that's not happening.
Oh, that's still possible.
Oh yeah, that's on the table.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We'll watch. We'll just make sure to watch Wages of Fear before the next time.
Yeah, this is homework. You have to watch Wages of Fear and Sorcerer and write it comparing the two.
We're gonna have to talk about like adaptation between filmmakers. It'll be great.
And
I'll just watch Heavy Metal Queen from Cowboy Bebop.
There we go.
Yeah. And watch Space Truckers while we're at it. Why not?
Yeah. And then we'll watch all the Yojimbo knockoffs.
Yeah. We'll watch Yojimbo. We'll watch Fistful of Dollars. We'll watch
Red Harvest.
What's the one with Bruce Willis during the Prohibition?
That's the original story.
Yeah, Red Harvest is the one that Yojimbo is ripping off. That's a Dashiell Hammett novel, Ross. Come on.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought that's what they called the Bruce Willis movie.
Last Man Standing is the one I'm thinking.
Last Man Standing.
Yeah, Bruce Willis, good flick. Watch it if you love watching remakes of Yojimbo.
That's role-playing games, baby.
Oh yeah, role-playing games. What?
Yeah. All right, cool. So you will all approach Blitzer to one thing, a rabbit. You can. Probably you want to talk to Blitzer first before you start manipulating paperwork for the Feral Talons.
Yeah. My thought was find out what information would be useful and then go ahead and do any sort of manipulations there.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the other thing is like you need to figure out a reason why you're approaching them. Like what? Like Blitzer's like you go to her to say, "Hey, we want to sign up with the Feral Talons." We
heard about this score and we won in. We have someone with skills in brokering to cut through some of the red tape and the bureaucratic eyeballs on us. And
okay, all right, yeah, cool. All right, you all did that. You all started getting ready to talk to Blitzer, and we'll take it from there as you were all up in the rootinest, tootinest town in Warhammer 40K.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't break out a drunk old man in the prospecting town voice. Yeah.
Look, if you call it the rootinest, tootinest, you have to call it Warhammer 40,000. I don't think you get to call it 40K when you use the term rootinest, tootinest.
Why, up here in the 41st millennium, things are about as they always are here in the mountains. Mountains don't age, I tell you what.
Look, you can't
That's
start with
beautiful.
old-timey prospector. You have to work your way up to that.
Yeah,
Like, I
you got nowhere to go from there.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah. It's more of a
yeah.
slow burn, like
Right.
Twin Peaks. Like this is
Psychological.
it's a work of art, you know. So,
Remember, be rootin', be tootin',
And be tootin'.
yeah.
by God, be shootin', but most of all, be kind.
Oh,
Maybe the rootin' and the tootin' was the friends we made along the way.
So as we end, you're all having drinks at the Orc Skull Saloon. Yeah, what is everyone thinking as that you agree upon this plan? Having what are you having? Like that just filtered water that's basically okay, or are you having like the beer, the unspecified?
Oh, alcohol is going to be much safer here.
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Don't drink the water.
Yeah. So like Rabbit, what are your? How is Rabbit dealing with the town of Kasan and all of this chaos?
I like the structure that the military brings. I like the organization and the lack of certain types of chaos. So it's I'm definitely out of place here, but it is nice to know that if anything does happen, that I do have Khurt's shooting arm to help. Because otherwise, I don't know how I would be faring up here.
Fair enough. Khurt, how are you dealing? Is this a kind of place you've been to before?
Yeah, I feel like this is probably something, maybe not this exact aesthetic, but definitely in the downtime on the battlefield, that kind of deal. The guard like to get rowdy, so this is the kind of scene I'm used to.
Very good. And let's see here. Lim, how are you handling this place?
Lim, honestly, it's a combination of she's like, well, this is pretty much exactly what home is like, except a little softer. The Underhive is a pretty brutal place, and she grew up in violent gangs with crowds and throngs. If anything, this place seems more stable and safer than where she came from. Like, they process all the dead bodies before they eat them. So overall, the main thing is that she's really excited that she might get to drive more.
Okay, yeah, very good. And the Harrow, before I ask, as you're having your drinks in the saloon, this old man comes up to you. He's like, "Hey, I'll pay for your next round of drinks if you can just breathe on these dice here."
Yeah, the Harrow will lean over and breathe on the dice. Why not?
Let's breathe on these dice. They're sure to win. And he throws them in there. He's like, yeah. So, apparently you built a little rep as being a witch.
Lim is very confused because she is right here, and that means that psyker powers shouldn't work.
Yeah. Who could say why that happened? Definitely wasn't because the Harrow let that guy live, and now he spread the tell to everybody. Yeah. Don't worry about it. But how do you think of this place? Yeah.
I mean, no, I thought about shooting him for that reason, but this seemed more interesting.
Yeah.
But no, the Harrow is sort of like Lim. The place has a familiar vibe to the chaotic human crushing of the station that they came from. But also, unlike Lim, the Harrow has felt great since that plague bearer was killed. That is I have achieved something on this mission of note. An entity of chaos has been purged from this place through the shining light of justice. And so if I die from this point on, I will still have made the universe a better place. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. Great.
All right. So that's how we end, is you all have different thoughts about this place, taking drinks, and someone plays a synth piano at the old Orc Skull Saloon. And so, that's how we end the episode. So thank you all so much for playing, and thank you all so much for listening, and we'll talk to you all later next time. The Endius Mandate.
Bye. Thank you for playing, Ross. We couldn't do it without you.
Yay! I'm also a player, it turns out. Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe the players were the DMs we made along the way.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.